So Matt, what do you feel about the new movie Final Destination, Bloodlines?
And
What did you feel about it? Like,
it's the best one. I would say it's the best one out of all 6 of them now. It's the best one. It kept everything that the originals were, just with modern technology.
I feel like they did a perfect job with animation, like animation, or the CGI. CGI was great. It looked real. I ain't gonna front you.
Yeah, man, it
looked real. It was brutal. Man, what do you feel like about the story?
I like the concept.
Like, all the stories all like connect, like all the movies and stuff that we watch. Was their family at that place, at that tower thing, and that's why that Final Destination started?
No,
do you feel like that?
All the movies are connected, but it's different groups of people, is what it is. Now, what's interesting, if you remember when they went to the hospital to find that guy that the grandma knew,
black guy.
Yeah, the black dude. And he was like, I've done this many a times. I'm tired of trying to help people. It never works out. And he was the kid that was there. Well, if you go back and watch the other Final Destination movies, he's in every movie. And that's the guy that every group always goes to.
That's what I'm saying. He's in every movie. So, like, you know how they had, the girl had the big wall of who all was there at that place and who all got saved.
I see what you're talking about.
So maybe some of those families was pretty much in those other movies.
Yeah.
And it leads they're all connected in that way.
If you remember from Bloodlines, whenever after the father died,
yeah.
So the granddaughter had the whole map on the wall of faces and people dying. And from grandma's book, she wrote down everything about all of those people. All those people she had on the wall were there on that tower that day. And death was killing them in order. So killing them in the order that the vision went. If you died first, you're the first one to go in that vision. And so on and so forth. So the grandma was the second to last person to die in that vision. She was the second to last one to die, because she hit that glass shard. So that killed her instantly before the black kid his head hit the ground. So he was the last one to die. And so, no, none of them are connected, because death was getting them all in order on how that vision went. With the other ones, because if you remember, this is the first Final Destination movie where the person has a vision that's not them. They're not in that situation. She had a vision from her own grandma's same vision of death, of how everybody was supposed to die. But in the other 5 movies, there's nothing like that at all. They're having a normal day and all that, and then all of a sudden, one person of the group, usually a female, I think it's all females, they have a vision of everybody dying, and then it goes right back to them, and she stops all of it from happening, and then the rest of the movie is all of them dying the way they died in order.
Yeah.
But that black kid that survived the tower from Bloodlines is in every single movie. That is the guy that everybody always ends up going to whenever stuff like this happens. And I think, honestly, though, Bloodlines hit big in the box office.
Yeah, I was reading an article of how they all are connected. And pretty much it's saying that all are connected by the primary antagonist, death.
So for the box office, with what I'm about to say, Final Destination Bloodline, it was a $50 million budget. So far, the box office number is $124 million. They've made more than double than the budget that they set for the movie. It's a successful movie. Honestly, I don't see them making another one.
I feel like it's not gonna be another one. I think it'll just, especially with the log truck, it did a fan service to everybody.
It's mainly because of that black kid, the old black dude that they went to, because he's in every single movie. And though we didn't see his death on screen, it's insinuated that he died because of how he's talking about it.
He had to die because, he's dead in real life. But
yeah, he literally died right after the movie finished.
But it could lead with the next movie with, like I was telling you at the movies, with everybody being at his funeral, like starting with his funeral and leading to a whole new storyline with something else.
It could continue that way. That's a good idea.
It could, but I think it, like you say, it's the last one. I think they ended it off with, I appreciate everybody for watching all our movies by here go a fucking log truck.
Yeah, I love how the log truck got 2 more kills.
Yeah, I got 2 more kills for it. It
wasn't even a log truck; it was just logs. Logs got 2 more kills. Yeah, I was excited to see that. Man, I had a blast watching it. I loved it. I only got one criticism about it. Every Final Destination movie, most of their kills are kind of realistic on the way they go. And then you have like 1 or 2 in those movies that's just absolute bullshit. There's no way. Yeah. And my bullshit kill from this last one was the explosion in the log cabin, the safe house, when they were trying to get to the safe house to save themselves. A little ash fire thing flies in through the front door, and then Death knocks the gas on, and that little piece flies through the gas, and then there's just this massive fucking explosion. It's like, nah, man. No, that wouldn't happen like that. Now, if there was a gas leak in that house for multiple hours and the whole house was filled with gas and something like that would have come, yeah, a huge fucking explosion would happen. But that gas leak just started. It would have been an explosion, but nowhere near on the scale that it showed in the movie.
I think mine was the dumpster truck.
That was crazy. and then the CGI of her being squished was wild.
That was wild. It popped like a grape, like Cecil.
Yeah. Dude, it was wild. But all the death CGI was wild. You go back and watch the original Final Destinations, you can easily just like laugh at how it wasn't bad, but it was the best CGI they had at the time, but it's bad in today's standard. You can laugh at it. You watch this new one, man, they did such a fantastic job. And I looked it up too because it's a mixture of CGI and makeup.
Yeah.
All together, merged into one, and it's crazy how realistic it looks.
They did a great job overall, especially with the pacing of it. It didn't feel like it was moving too fast or moving too slow. I think they did a real good with the pacing and everything. It felt like it really felt like an hour long movie. It really was an hour and 50 minutes. It was 2 hours long.
It was about a 2-hour movie. But man, so much was happening.
Yeah, it was a lot happening, man. What do you feel like with just movies like this in general, where it's a lot of gore, but it's like not really, it don't look too good? And we don't have a lot of movies like this. It look weird. You know, a lot of them is like fast paced and you really don't know what's going on.
It's kind of the same thing with how anime is now.
Yeah.
Well, anime, like what we discussed before, it's good, but it's similar to like, it's purely nothing but fights now. But with movies, it's just extremely fast paced now. And yes, it's a problem. I'm not a big fan of it. And the biggest reason why it's happening is because of TikTok. And I say that because the short attention span. The attention span has shortened by such a degree, especially with the new generation. At least these past 2 generations, which is why, like my son, I don't let him watch TikTok and all that ever. I'll let him watch YouTube every now and then, but it's full-fledged gameplay of like Minecraft or stuff like that, where he has to pay attention to know what's going on. And then TV shows too. Like most of the cartoons he watches is shows I grew up with. I don't even bother trying to find new cartoons for him to watch because everything is just so political now and or fast paced and all this and that. And there was one thing I was wanting to talk about while we were talking about TV shows. I'll bring it up here because it's the same thing in movies here lately, is just too much sex.
Yeah. Me personally, I'm not a freak, but I don't mind. I don't mind it. I think it gets to the point where it's in every scene, every 5 seconds. Now that's a little bit too much. Now you
Game
give
of
me
Thrones.
like one, yeah, Game of Thrones. You give me 1 or 2, that's fine. But I'm gonna go on the deep end here, Matt. Don't ban us, YouTube. But gay sex scenes, it's beginning to be a little bit too much in every single show I watch.
Movies
It
too.
has movies too. It's like they have to add something dealing with somebody having a gay sex. If it was a girl, it was a boy. I don't want to watch that on my screen. Don't force me to watch it. I feel like it's getting forced down my throat. It's just a little bit too much.
For me, it's just the thing is we live in such a sex crazed society now. It's too much regardless. For me, like TV shows and movies, I don't need to see a full sex scene. It can start off like they're getting in the bed or they're getting somewhere, they're making out and they're starting to take clothes off and all that, and then it just cuts off to something else. So I get it. They're banging it out. I get it. I don't need to see it. I don't need to see it, and it's everywhere now. You can go on the internet and just see it if you want to. You know.
It is true. You're making a point, and they do draw it out pretty much. It's like
last
like
5 whole minutes, if not longer.
It's corn, man. It's corn pretty much.
It's soft corn.
It's
just no.
Like I said, I don't mind 1 or 2. It's getting a little bit too much when you add about 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And the movie's an hour and a half long. Like that's all they doing.
And then when it comes to the gay sex, it's like I don't care about that either. Again, I don't need to see the full thing. They could start off with, like I just said before, and then cut off to something else. That's fine. Like with gay characters and stuff like that. If the character is written good, if the character has a great personality, written good, has good lore behind them, and is played out well, I don't care what their sex identity is. That's not what the show is about. They should be able to naturally fit into the setting without them talking about their sexual identity, boning and all this and that. They should just be able to fit in.
I was going to give you a good one that they doing very good with. It's Ellie from
The Last of Us.
Joel. Last of Us, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to bring up Last of Us, even though it's not a movie. Season 1 with the gay couple in that house, episode 6 specifically. That was fantastic. Like, that episode made me cry for them too. That was a fantastic episode of gay characters. They were written really well.
Written really well. I didn't mind it. And also, I feel like in season 2, you haven't watched it yet, but
I'm not going to.
They're doing a great job. They're doing a great job with Ellie, and she's gay, she's bisexual.
Yeah.
With just keeping it bare minimum. We know that she is. We know what's going on. You don't have to put in our face that, hey, I need some pussy.
Yeah.
They it's very minimal, and they sticking to the story. They're not making it about hey, I'm gay.
Yeah.
The whole thing. It shouldn't be like that.
You gotta make the characters fall in love naturally. That we don't need any of that. Even in the game of Last of Us, the first one, the DLC with Ellie and her friend in the mall, and they portrayed it really well in the show too. It was obvious they had a thing for each other, but it was never mentioned.
Yeah.
And that was good. That's how it should be. It's the same thing with a heterosexual relationship. That's how they do it too. They naturally formed that relationship and didn't have to be all up in your face about it. And movies and TV shows, I've gotten really bad about it here lately. Really bad about it because of the political sphere that we're in.
Let me ask you about this, Matt. What you feel about now is in our kids shows of it's 2 men, 2 women households. On our kids show, they're teaching that it's okay to have 2 dads. It's okay to have 2 moms. It's okay to be gay. It's okay to be all these things. What do you feel about that being on your kid TV? Not your kid TV, but just on kids TV.
Biblically, I'm not okay with it at all. Love the people, hate the sin. I don't want my son to be seeing it. But at the same time, I'm not 100% against it either. If there are some cartoon shows that have 2 dads or 2 moms, or a relationship kind of like that. But it's not all up in your face because they're really well written characters. Even for a cartoon show or a cartoon movie, they're just really well written characters and caring for their kids and stuff like that, just like a regular heterosexual thing. And the reason why I'm not 100% against it when it's done like that, and not saying that, not trying to bring up politics, is like a man can be with a man if they want to, or a woman, and just leaving it all. They're just there and they happen to be together, but it's natural, but it feels natural without it being shoved down your throat with words, type of thing.
Yeah.
Because we live in a day and age where your kid, my kid, they're going to make friends, and there's a huge possibility when they go to that friend's house, there is a possibility that their friend's parents are two of the same gender. They're going to see it. And so you can't just be 100% like shielding them from it, and then when they get older see it and then get confused by that. I think it's good for them to see stuff like that, but also understand, especially in a Christian household, that that is sinful and wrong, morally wrong when it comes to the eyes of the Lord, but still love them and respect them and help them when they need it and all this and that, just like you would anybody else. Treat them equally with everybody in your life.
Exactly. And I me personally, I'm gonna be transparent with my kids totally. How my mom was with me. Yeah, of course I'm gonna teach them and tell them about the 2 dads, 2 moms and stuff like that. I got to literally go and watch these kids shows fully through to make sure they not putting anything up in there that's weird. I like you say, I'm a Christian person. I'm a Christian guy. Christian values. I don't believe that my kids have to be forced to watch stuff like that. I don't have no problem with 2 dads, 2 moms. You know, they humans like us. Sin is a sin. All sins are the same, except certain ones.
Certain ones in our understanding, but they're the same to God.
In our understanding, yeah. And I don't feel like that it should be forced. I feel like it's forced on our kids. It's like forced on us, and it's getting forced on our kids.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's getting a little brainwashing of it's okay to be that way. And in my opinion, from a Christian person, it's not okay. It's not okay at all. It's okay in their perspective. They want to be like that. It's all right. I don't have nothing against them, but don't brainwash my kids saying that it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to teach them the way they're supposed to be taught. I will teach them about gay and stuff. And if they go that route, I have no choice but to accept it.
Yeah.
But
my wife and I have talked about it. Like if Leon, my son, would grow up and for some reason he turns gay, I'm not going to hate him. I'm not going to disown him. I'm not going to kick him out. Still going to love him. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be honest with him and tell him, that how this is sinful and all this and that. This is not what God would want you to be and want you to do. But as long as you just try your best to do what's right and be like Jesus and have a relationship with Jesus. Even though when you get up there and you meet them, they're going to tell you the things that you did was wrong. But as long as your relationship is strong with Jesus and you did everything you could to be like Jesus, giving and helpful and loving and caring and all this and that, you're not going to go to hell. And that now that this movie topped it and done turned into a whole lot of different things, but it's the problem with you got the extreme Christians that turn a lot of people away, telling people they're going to go to hell for this, and that. And it's like, no,
we don't know who will go.
The only way you're going to go to hell is if you want to be separated from God. If you desire to be separated from God, or you don't want to believe in faith and have faith in God, or being an atheist and always rejecting God, then God is going to respect your wishes, and that's where you will go. Because hell is the furthest separation from God you could possibly ever be. But if you have a relationship with Jesus and you build it with Jesus and you try to be like Jesus, caring, loving, like everything I said before, and spread the good news and the gospel, and really work with your relationship. It's not nothing's never 100% guaranteed, but Jesus said it's like the only way into heaven is through him. And and it's to be like him to the best of your ability. He expects you to sin, he expects you to mess up, he expects you to do this and that, but he also wants you to always come back.
Exactly.
And have no shame.
Exactly. And I feel like I said, don't have nothing against that at all. I don't have nothing against it. But I say, I have people in my family that's like that, and I love them. At the end of the day, I love all people. But the thing is, I feel like that's just getting forced, and it shouldn't be getting forced on kids.
No, leave the kids alone.
At an early age, they're just way too young. It's like I think it's Cocomelon. I think it's on there. Kids just 3 years old, 4 years old. My daughter came home one day. We don't let her watch Cocomelon at home. She came home. She was like, "I got two daddies. I got two mamas." We were like, "Where is that coming from?" And we went to a friend's house and everything. Their kids were watching Cocomelon, and we seen that's where it came from. It should not be in a kid's show at that early age at all.
I haven't allowed my son to watch Cocomelon a single minute of his entire life.
Yeah,
I don't let him watch any shows on YouTube. The only thing he watches on YouTube that I allow is like gameplay stuff. Like he just watches full gameplay walkthroughs and stuff like that, or fun Minecraft stuff, or Roblox related stuff, which I have to be very careful with that, because Roblox, and that's its whole own topic there. But no, like when it comes to shows and movies, he watches shows and movies. YouTube, it's just gaming stuff that he watches on that. And of course, I have him limited. He's not a tablet kid like all these other kids are. He's not a phone kid. He has his own phone, but on my phone, I dictate how long he can be on it, what apps he can use, what apps he can download, and he has a 2-hour limit for his phone every day. Once that 2-hour limit reaches, he can't be on it no more. YouTube, he's not allowed to watch YouTube throughout the week. He's only allowed to watch YouTube on Fridays and Saturdays, and sometimes we give him a little bit extra to watch it, like an extra day. But other than that, he's watching like cartoons, predominantly Bluey. Bluey's a fantastic show for kids.
Yeah, my daughter love it.
I love it. As an adult, Bluey's a great show for adults too. It's for both. Have you ever sat down and just watched Bluey with your kids?
Yeah, I watched it.
It's great for both kids and adults. It's been a long time since I've seen a cartoon not only be made for kids, but adults can enjoy watching it too.
Then I know we got to end it, but I just want to say they can add, all this crazy stuff in our shows, kids shows.
No, not kids shows, our shows, adult shows.
If they whatever show they got all this crazy stuff, how about adding a little Christianity into some of this and not making fun of it? Be real with it, genuine, and actually have something up in it that's not mocking God. Add something in there that's actually loving God, that's praising him, that's asking people to follow, not bashing it. Don't add all this crazy stuff in there, like the gay stuff and all the gay scenes, sex scenes. Add a little bit of Christianity up in it. And
your Christianity is the only God that gets bashed on. Nobody else does.
Yeah,
except South Park. South Park bashes on everything.
Oh yeah, and Family Guy. Yeah,
Family Guy too. Well, for the most part, but not on the same level as South Park. But yeah, I completely agree. Leave the kids alone. That was our biggest thing. We kind of got political here. It's just, once 2016, no, you're good. Once 2016 hit, it got really big with all this hard left propaganda with LGBTQ and transgenderism and all this on kids. They don't seem to understand those people on that side. They think that all of us are 100% against them. It's like, no, it's not that.
No,
you have your free will. We don't care what you do. That's your business. But leave the kids alone. That's it. Let kids be kids. When they become an adult, then they can decide what they want to do. That's on them. But as a kid, you only have a childhood one time. And there's a lot of trauma and problems with adults nowadays because of their childhood. Just let the kids be kids. And then you can talk all you want about all that delusional stuff, and I'm going to say that because that's what it is. You can talk about all of that if you want when they're an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Just wait for them to grow up.
Wait for them to grow up. That's all I'm asking, man. Just take it out, dog. We got to get this stuff out of kids shows. If we can't take it out of ours, we got to take it out of kids shows. Put a little Christianity up in and bring Christianity back on the map. It's a lot of people out here that don't respect Christians, don't respect God. We got to put our foot down. We gotta tell them this the big God, man. He don't play. Look at the Old Testament. But he didn't play.
Yes, but we also got to remember, as much as I would like for that to happen, we can't let that happen. And I say that because our greatest gift, besides all other gifts that God has provided, is our free will, and He respects that more than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
If they want to do that, because in the Bible, even Jesus said, before they hated you, they hated me.
Yep.
And it's to be expected, and it's not going to stop. With the third temple being erected, and these prophecies are still coming to truth and coming to light and actually happening, because we're in the book of Revelation now. We have been for a while, but the third temple being constructed in Jerusalem just completely concreted it for me. We are in the book of Revelations. I don't even have to question it anymore. The hate for our loving God and Jesus is going to continue to grow.
It's getting worse, man. It's getting worse, dog.
At the end of the day, we real true Christians would never tell you you're going to hell.
Nope.
They will always give you the shirt off their back. They will always love you. They will always want to help you, but we'll also be honest with you, because we wouldn't be doing our part if we didn't try to preach the good news to those that need to hear it. Because at the end of the day, Jesus is just here to help, and He saved us all from damnation. He just wants us to be better. That's all. That's really all it is. Have a relationship with Jesus and be better. And help those in need. It doesn't matter about their religion. It doesn't matter about their sexuality. It doesn't matter about their skin color. It doesn't matter about what gender they are. All of that's irrelevant. God loves everybody, and true Christians try to follow that example too. So if you have if you have a person that self-proclaims to be a Christian but then shows hatred towards you, or tells you you're going to hell for this and that, they're not a true follower of Jesus.
Yeah, they're not supposed to do that. Nobody knows where everybody going. Nobody knows.
They might be a follower of Jesus, but they're not a true follower of Jesus.
Yeah, he or she's supposed to help you, guide you, show you the way where you're supposed to be going. If you want to really understand what they're trying to do, pick up the Bible and read it for yourself.
And if you pick up the Bible, start with the Gospels: Mark, Luke, John, and Matthew. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. That's usually the way everybody says it. But start with the Gospels. Don't start with the Old Testament. Start there, read the New Testament, because the New Testament is what we live with, and the Old Testament is how we got there.
Yeah.
So
it'll be a little confusing, the Old Testament. So you gotta, if you do read the Old Testament, just keep reading. There's a bunch of names in the beginning, but just keep reading. It gets better. But start with the New Testament.